Hey homies, welcome back. Guess what day it is? Christmas card day. And I'm using my favorite Hero Arts Christmas poinsettia stamp set. I don't know if you're sick of seeing this yet, but I love it. I adore it. I use it every year. And then I also have this companion Merry Christmas stamp and die set, which is also one of my favorites. So let's get going. These are going to be cards that are easy to mass produce. I'm going to do 4 of them today, and this is going to be so easy. The thing that's going to take the longest is just waiting for anything to dry. So first, I've got my 4 card bases. I used Kraft cardstock. This is a good heavy Kraft cardstock. It's not a name brand. I ordered it on Amazon. I'll try to remember to link it in the description because it's really great paper. It folded nicely. Look, no cracks. Heavy, heavy, heavy. So we're going to stamp inside and out on this with Ranger's beautiful coffee Archival, because you know I'm an Archival girl. So let me get my stamp positioner and we'll get going. We're ready to go. So the way I like to approach something like this, if I'm doing multiples, do all of the whatever at once. So we're going to do all the stamping at once and get that out of the way. So I'm going to take my card base, and I've got my large poinsettia stamp on the lid already. And I want to kind of pretty much cover this card front. So I'm just going to move the card itself around a little bit. So we're going to start here. I really like the way this coffee looks on Kraft cardstock. So we're just going to stamp. And the nice thing about using a positioner for something like this is if you don't do a good job the first time, you can restamp. Let's see. Yeah. Let's do a second pass. Might need 3. Let's see. Beautiful. Now we're just going to reposition to fill this card front. So let's see how we want it. More ink. Give her a press. And then I'm going to get some in this corner down here. So let's play with our card base here. Oh, that might be good, just like that. Okay, so there's my fronts. I'm going to do the other 3, and then we'll come back and stamp the inside. See you in a few. Okay, we have 4 card fronts fully stamped. Now we're going to do the inside. Now we're going to put a little bit of the poinsettia on the inside along with an inside sentiment. The front is going to say, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," and then the inside is going to say, "And a Happy New Year." So we're going to reposition. Actually, I'm just going to position the card. I'm not going to move the stamp. I just got to figure out how I want it. Okay, now we're going to stamp this. I'll come back with all 4 stamped on the inside. Alrighty, all the insides are stamped, so we've got a little bit of the poinsettia and a Happy New Year. Now I have one card that my paper moved on me, so I just cut that card front off and trimmed it down and inked the edges and just slapped it on another card. I think inking the edges makes it look like it was on purpose. So the next thing we need to stamp is a poinsettia for focal point. Use this large one right here. There's a die for it, or if you want to cut by hand, you can do that too. And I'm just going to stamp these out. And then once these are all done, we'll get to coloring. And this is going to be very light, very minimal wash of watercolor. These cards are going to be pretty monochromatic. So I'll see you when these are done. All right, here we have 4 poinsettias ready to color and cut out. Now the last bit of stamping I need to do is the sentiments for the outside. So I need to stamp "Wishing You a" and "Christmas." I'm going to stamp these and die cut die set from Waffleflower. We're going to use the 2 stitched borders. I'll see you when those are done. The last little bit of die cutting we have to do is to cut out Mary. And I'm going to cut this out of some beautiful gold cardstock and then cut 2 more out of Kraft cardstock so I can layer them and make all of our card pieces are cut. Now we're going to do some coloring. We're going to move all these out of the way, and I'm going to bring over a few watercolored pencils. Again, this is going to be a really quick color, kind of monochromatic card, not a whole lot going on, but I like to have a little bit of color. So I'm going to color a little bit on each of the cards, and then I'm going to color the poinsettia that we're going to cut out. So I don't have a lot here. I have 2 shades of red. I have a tan kind of raw, oh, it's raw sienna, a yellow, and 2 greens. And that's it. Again, super simple. So I'm going to take my deep vermilion here. And seriously, just color down that center vein and down the sides of the largest petals. And then the behind petals, I'm just going to do down that center vein, and that's it. Now, you can obviously color however you want to. You know, if you really love alcohol markers, do that. If you want to color the whole thing, do that. But if you're going to do that much coloring, I would probably suggest doing it on a panel like this rather than on the card base. The point of this for me was to make some really cute Christmas cards quickly and easily in a easy to manage assembly style. So I'm just going to do that with all my poinsettias here, and just quick and dirty. This is not super fabulous, extra special, taking all my time coloring. I mean, sometimes I do that, but today is not the day. Today is not the day. Anybody got anything fun going on? We had last week our dear friends who moved away and moved to Tennessee came to visit. They had some work in Tampa, so they drove down and they stayed here for a couple days, and we got to go out and have a nice dinner. Before they left, we had the best time. It was so much fun. So I'm just going to take my water brush and seriously just go in and blend that out a little bit. That's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I really like the way watercolor pencils look on Kraft. I always have, and I like white on Kraft a lot too. I think this would be a neat card to stamp this in white ink or even white emboss it. And then just color your main giant flower, only that one. Maybe I'll try that. I think that would be really pretty. My husband, I think I told you, he got his real estate license also. He got all of his stuff set up in the last week with the broker, getting stuff set up with the team this week. And we are on a team called Shore to Shore. And our goal is to, within 5 years, be our own little team. And we just want to have like 2 other people with us who, you know, that way we have people to cover us if we are going on vacation or something like that, and us them too. We're not out to build a team. We just want to be our own team because we want to do our own marketing, our own style, just all that stuff. So I am within the next 2 weeks going to have a YouTube channel set up for that. And I think I'm going to call it Space Coast Magic. Life in the Space Coast. That's where we are. So see, that's it. Easy, easy. If you wanted to pick up some color and put in your little poinsettias, you could. Just like that. Super simple. Just a little bit of color. That's really all. And now we're going to take our greens and the pine boughs, however you say that word. I want to go into them and just add a little green because I like green. And maybe some of the holly leaves, we'll do that. We'll do this one. So this is olive green. These are Derwent watercolor pencils, so you know, all the brands call their things different things. And then I'm going to do this other green just in the vein part of the leaf. And then I'm going to add some of it into my pine also. This is mineral green. I love this color. Love it, love it. And then again, just little water brush action. That's it. Blend out as much as you want or as little as you want. Color however you like to color. That's really the thing. And, you know, in a way that manages the amount of time that you want to spend. Because if you're trying to production make, you don't want to spend a whole ton of time, right? Because that defeats the purpose of production. So here we go. And then we'll take some red into the holly berries. I'm going to use both on here. The deep vermilion. And just a little swipe of this Crimson Lake. Because it's a deeper color and I like it. And then these berries, I'm going to just color them the Crimson Lake. Because it's beautiful. And then where the blossom was, I'll go in with the deep vermilion. And if you look at the pencils, you don't think they would look good together, but they do. Okay, that's all I'm doing. That's it. So I'm going to do the other 3 and I'll be back. Okay, I have all my pieces for my cards here. I have one more thing I want to do to these card fronts. I want to splatter them with some mica stain. We've got Flickering Candle and Unraveled. So let's do that real quick and then we can start assembling our cards. Remember, you always ring your bell with mica stains. Don't shake them up and down. And I'm not getting a brush or anything out. I'm just going to pull the tube out. A little bit of shimmer on here. So that was Unraveled. Now we're going to go on to probably one of my top 5 favorite mica stain colors is this Flickering Candle. Oh, I just adore it. I'm also going to splatter my flowers and then go ahead and add Stickles to the center. Aren't those pretty? And we're going to add some gold Stickles right in those centers. And we'll leave these sit for a while to dry while I go make some dinner. And I will come back and we will assemble our cards. Here we are with everything dry. Look at these cards. Aren't they pretty? I love the way they've turned out. And then you've got your poinsettias inside also. Now, if you wanted to, you could always color some of the inside as well. So we've got 4 cards, 4 additional flowers, 4 sentiments. I've got a little bit of bling and foam tape for the poinsettias and just a little bit of leftover thread from some other projects. I'm going to use what I can, and when I run out, I run out. I don't think it's going to be enough for all 4. So first thing I'm going to do is put my flower on because I want everything else to kind of fit around it. And on my first one, I have it kind of hanging off the edge a little bit, and I like that. And my envelopes are big enough that that they can go in there and not get crunched. I kind of have oversized envelopes since I make really lumpy cards. So we're going to put this so it's going off the edge just a little bit with some foam tape. And this is actually like the outline part from Foam Dots. I use it all, baby. And I forgot to put thread behind it, see? You know me, Bear Glue to the rescue. We're going to use Bear Glue to stick our Mary on. Now we're just going to put that on with the little Y kind of tucking in behind the flower a little bit. Kind of pulls it all together. And then for my little strip sentiments, I also want to use some foam tape. Straight-ish, hopefully. And then the last thing I want to do is add some bling. Now these are from Trinity Stamps. They're the holeless sequins, or I don't know what you call them, but that's what they are. And you know me, I'm an over sequiner. Look away if it bothers you. So I've got the clear, and then they're like iridescent, kind of white silver type of color, which I think goes well with the distress stain, mica stain. And I like these packs from Trinity because they have various sizes all in one pack. There we go. I'll come back when all the other 3 are put together and we'll talk about it a little bit. Okay, my friends, here are 4 finished Christmas cards. Now, some have thread and some don't. I kind of would like your opinion. Do you think the thread makes any difference? Is it not enough thread? What do you think? I will say one thing. I do like this panel. And it still is pretty much a flat card. And that was just because I messed up. But yeah. So we used stamps and dies from the lovely Hero Arts. And if I can find these, if they're still available, I'll link to them. If not, I will link to a decent substitution. Distress Mica Stain in Unraveled and Flickering Candle. Now, those probably aren't available because they were Halloween, but if not, I'll find a good substitution. Gold Stickles. Not goldenrod, which I usually use, but regular gold. And then Trinity Stamps Bling. Let's see, Melted Icicle and Cave Crystals. The Melted Icicle is the sheer, slightly golden one. And then the ice, look at that. Cave Crystals is the super shiny. So I hope you enjoyed these cards. These are really good production making cards. You know, fold yourself 10 card bases. Take a 20-minute YouTube video you listen to. Stamp your fronts. Another day, another time. Do your insides. Another day, another time. Do a little coloring. The longest thing it takes is waiting for the splatter to dry. And usually I just let it sit overnight. But yeah, here you go. Get those Christmas cards going. Y'all have a lovely day. Remember, be excellent to each other and go make something. Bye-bye.